I started in the industry in 2015 and been helping families, business owners, individuals. Recently, with Dundas Life, being able to help on the life insurance side has been really nice because of the fact that people that are contacting Dundas Life are people that are in the market for what I sell. And one of the challenges are finding people that are in the market for what we offer. So that is one of the better parts about having a partner like Dundas Life because of their ability to bring those that are in the market to those that can provide the service.
Great, yeah. And many advisors in the industry, they're used to traditional methods of finding clients, whether it's going through their warm market, family and friends, in-person meetings, or cold calls. Could you tell us a bit what was the main difference you noticed when joining the program and any features or aspects that you found most valuable?
You're right. Like there's a lot of different ways you can prospect and in the markets. And some of the features I found valuable are actually the CRM, the client relationship model that they have, which it makes it pretty easy to streamline who is, hasn't been talked to yet and what they, what stage they're at, whether that's someone that just contacted us for information or some that's already booked an appointment, and someone that's beyond that step or that doesn't actually need the services at all. So it's a really good way of organizing that the CRM has. And yeah, just having the fact that like the people that are contacting and that you're going to go contact them, it is a cold call traditionally, but it's not as cold as just reaching out to some random person in the phone book because you never know what they're going to need or want, right? 9 out of 10 times that person's not actually really going to need what you're talking about. So whereas this, they do need what you're talking about and you're able to help them. So it is satisfying. A lot of people don't know about their options or think they can't get life insurance anymore, or you just basically do your job and walk them through what that process looks like for them to be able to get some coverage in place. And a lot of the times they're happy with that, and I've had a lot of clients come back and say how appreciative they are of that. So it's been quite satisfying in that regard too.
Definitely. Yeah. And all of the leads we generate, they're people that have seen some sort of advertisement or video or read a blog post online about life insurance and reached out with their information to be contacted by an advisor. I would call it a warmer approach to it than just calling the yellow pages. And I guess, yeah, even before our conversation today, you were telling me a bit about your prior experience many years ago at Sun Life. Curious if you could share a bit more about how you started in the industry there and how your approach to selling or working with customers has changed since.
Those really big insurance companies, they just kind of have a system in place and they want to get introductions to all of your close friends and family. And I did do that, and I found it to be a little bit uncomfortable because not everybody needs what you want to sell them, and some people have people they already work with, and some people just don't want to bring that relationship to that level, which I, at this point, 10 years later, completely understand. And I find that it's changed a lot since then for me. A lot of the clients I have, I'd say maybe 95% of them are not friends or family prior to me being their advisor. Then we build a relationship though, right? And it's one of trust and and service and accountability to the client's goals, and me helping them through those hurdles in life as they come up and being able to be a soundboard for them. So it's really a different relationship than some of those larger insurance carriers might have advisors believe at first. So I'd say my understanding of that has changed a lot since I started, and that's another reason why Dundas fits well into my programs, because it just adds another stream of people that are in the market, and they want someone they can talk to that probably isn't their son-in-law or friend about their medical issues, for example, and things like that, right? That they maybe just want to have a professional they're sharing that with. So I would say that's changed significantly since I started.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely when you're, working with someone on life insurance, there's a lot of personal information that needs to be shared, whether it's your health data or your financials. And for some, they're okay maybe sharing that with close friends. Others, it's helpful to have a professional broker like yourself that's licensed and that's been working on this for 10 years plus to help them. That said, could you share any success stories or tangible results of some families you've experienced helping since joining? I know in the last 6 months you've had a handful of cases and families that you work with. So yeah, any specific success stories you can think of?
Yeah, like I mean, recently I just helped a woman. She wanted to be creative and help her church actually.
Hmm.
So she used her life insurance as a means of eventually having a donation being brought to her church, which I found really nice to be able to help with that. So that was a interesting, not normally what people have as a beneficiary, but it's certainly a possible thing to have. So that was cool. I would say, yeah, that's just a very recent last couple weeks, but yeah, since I started, there's been a lot of different success stories where people maybe didn't think they could get any insurance, or think they just didn't really know about life insurance. Like they thought they needed a lot of life insurance, but they, after talking to me, realized they maybe didn't need as much and they actually could afford it. And then they felt really good and a lot of peace of mind knowing that they're actually taking care of their own expenses and their own things, that they have to deal with at the end of life, or their loved ones will eventually have to deal with. So when they're able to put a means behind what they have to have in place for themselves, a lot of people feel really good about that, knowing that they're planning it out and that there's something that's going to be set aside no matter what age they pass away from, any type of that occurrence. And yeah, just having that peace of mind knowing that it's taken care of, and a lot of clients feel really happy about that process once it's done. And yeah, so there's a couple success stories there, I guess. But
No, yeah, that's great. That the charitable giving one, it like you said, it's not a lot of people don't even know about it. It doesn't come up often, but yeah, I think life insurance is a great way to do sort of that estate and charitable planning. And you also touched a little bit on, helping people that didn't think they could get life insurance, right? I think this is an often overlooked segment of the market that we like to focus on, especially with finding policies with maybe more favorable underwriting criteria for specific health conditions. And I'd say that's one area we try to support brokers too. I know, Craig, you've also been working with Greg on regular check-in calls and sales check-ins. Could you tell us a bit about that experience as well?
oh, Greg's great. Yeah, I can tell he has a lot of experience in various types of life insurance planning. I've been able to bounce ideas off of him, and just especially in the beginning when I was first starting in this segment of life insurance, the final expense segment. He got more experience and able to help me with just different questions as they came up, and he was very responsive. Usually within a couple of minutes, I would get an answer, and he even helped me on I think one of my first couple sales calls that I was needing a little bit of assistance with. So he jumped on a call with me and the client, and I thought that was really nice. It helped with the process. And yeah, I really only good things to say about Greg. Really, he's always been very professional and responsive, and the responses have always been, useful information that I maybe didn't know already. So it's good to have
Yeah.
someone like that.
Yeah, no, that's great. But yeah, I guess unlike most lead gen agencies or marketing agencies, like, we work mostly on a commission split basis. So we only win when you as the broker wins. So, that's one area we try and focus on and continue to improve actually working with brokers to close deals. And I guess before we finish here, Craig, what advice would you give to any other brokers considering working with Dundas Life's lead program?
Yeah, I would say, it depends on what stage you're at in your life insurance journey. If you have a couple of years of experience and you're looking to get busy with a lot of different calls, and you're comfortable calling people that are in need of products and that want to get advice from someone, I'd say it's something that it's well worth it. I have looked at other options where lead generation is something I Yeah, everybody in what I do struggles with that in a way, because you have to find clients and you have to have some form of it, whether that you're doing that yourself or you're doing that with another company that's helping you. So I would say Dundas is by far the most affordable option I've seen. And I really like the commission split. I think it's really fair, because alternatively, you're going to pay a lot of money on a monthly basis for something you may not see profit back from. So I would say that to those that are looking to reach out and be part of the team, I guess you could say, it would just be, yeah, I would highly suggest it if you're kind of ready for that. Yeah, and I mean, maybe not if you're like just freshly licensed, you're not fully of the understanding. You want to maybe get your feet wet somewhere along the way out. You could maybe not for those, but I mean, at the same time, why not? Like, you'll be able to cut your teeth by talking to a lot of different people, and if you're in this industry, that's what you got to do. So I'd say really for anybody, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah, that's right. We always say, like, or we found over the years that the best way to learn, selling life insurance or final expenses, actually talking to leads and going through the process, rather than, there's a lot you can learn from theoretical training and videos, but actually being live, talking to the lead is, I'd say, the fastest way to learn. So yeah, I mean, for anyone interested in learning more about our program or joining, you can reach out through our Dundas Brokers website. And yeah, we're happy to see how we can work together. And Craig, for anyone hoping to get in touch with you, whether it's for life insurance needs or investments or any sort of joint ventures, what's the best way for them to reach you?
I would say my website. It's a good starting point. You can fill in your information if it's something you are interested in pursuing. My website is cochranfinancialplanning.com. So you can find me on the web there, Facebook as well. And those are basically my two ways you can reach out.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today, Craig. It's been a pleasure to speak with you. And yeah, looking forward to seeing all the families you can help in the new year.
Excellent. Thanks, Martin.